In 1998, along a forgotten dirt road outside Kisumu County in western Kenya, there was a stretch of land no driver wanted to stop near after sunset. The soil there is a deep red. During dry season, dust rises like smoke and hangs in the air. At a bend in the road, half hidden behind leaning acacia trees, stands a rusted iron gate. Behind it lies what locals call the Red Earth Cemetery. The land belonged to a retired schoolteacher named Miriam Akini. She lived alone. No husband, no children, only dogs, strays she rescued from markets, bus parks, and roadside ditches. When they died, she buried them. At first, it was a single grave behind her house, then two, then rows. Dozens of carefully shaped mounds outlined with white stones, some marked with carved wooden names. In Luo tradition, burial land is sacred. Humans are laid to rest on ancestral soil so their spirits remain close to the living. Animals are not buried with ceremony, and certainly not in neat rows. Villagers began to whisper that Miriam had crossed a line. Elders warned that repeated burials without ritual acknowledgement could disturb Joigi. Wandering spirits untethered from proper rest. She refused to stop. Then one night in April, a boda rider named Otieno took the shortcut past her gate. His engine died directly in front of it. No sputtering, no warning, just silence. As he tried to restart the bike, he heard movement behind the fence. Soft at first, then frantic, as if dozens of paws were circling beneath the soil. The red earth began to shift. Cracks splintered across the largest grave mound, and something rose, tall, too tall, its limbs elongated and wrong. Its head tilted sharply to one side. Around its torso, rusted chains dragged slowly across the dirt. Behind it, other shapes pressed upward from the ground, pale outlines forcing themselves into the moonlight. Odieno ran. He abandoned his motorcycle. He never went back. 3 nights later, Miriam was found dead inside her home. She was seated upright in a wooden chair facing the cemetery window. Her eyes were open, her mouth stretched as if frozen mid-scream. There were no signs of forced entry, no wounds. The official cause of death was listed as stroke. Relatives arrived weeks later to claim the land. They dismissed the ghost stories and hired workers to clear the graves. On the first day of digging, a shovel struck something buried deep beneath the largest mound. Not bone, metal. They uncovered a heavy length of rusted chain coiled beneath the soil. No one could explain how it got there. That night, one worker reported hearing dragging metal circling his house. Another woke to find reddish soil tracked across his floor. Paw prints. Human-sized paw prints. By the 3rd day, livestock tethered near the fence were found dead. No bite marks, no visible injuries. Their bodies twisted unnaturally, joints bent in impossible directions. Clearing stopped. Elders demanded ritual cleansing. Libations were poured, prayers carried into the wind. And as the ceremony ended, witnesses claimed a sudden gust tore through the trees. Red dust spiraled high into the air, forming a towering column before collapsing back into the graves. Silence returned. But years later, investigators revisiting the land uncovered colonial-era records. They revealed that long before Miriam's house stood there, the land had been used as an execution ground during British rule. Convicts were reportedly chained and buried in unmarked graves beneath that very soil. The chains found under the largest mound may not have been ritual at all. They may have been remnants of something older, something violent. Miriam's animal graves had unknowingly been placed across centuries of unrest. Land, memory, and truth layered together beneath the red earth. Today, the cemetery remains untouched. The wooden markers have rotted away. Grass hides most of the mounds. But drivers still report engines failing near the bend in the road. And on dry nights when the wind scrapes low across the red soil, some say you can still hear it. Slow pull of chains, and something pacing beneath the ground, waiting, because some graves hold more than memory, and some land refuses to stay quiet.